Peace, family. This is Lions Den with another news and commentary. Um, this article is from News One. Two black men have a cop pull a gun on them after a traffic accident. Two black men recently stared down the barrel of a cop's gun in Massachusetts. Several people reported that an off-duty police officer who was white pointed his personal weapon at the men after a car accident on July 18. Now, the officer, identified as Stephen Burke, was being investigated by the Brookline Police Department's Officer of Professional Responsibility for over the incident, according to Brookline tab reporting. Burke, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Burke, who has been with the Brookline Police Department since 2015, drove his own pickup truck and got involved in a collision with the men's BMW. His passenger side door was hit before Burke pulled to the roadside to exchange information with the other car's driver in Brookline. A Boston suburb, however, he said that the other driver pulled back into traffic. Burke then began to follow the BMW, saying that he thought the driver was attempting to flee the scene before running a red light. Burke later pulled up alongside a vehicle, then pulled out his firearm while identifying himself as a police officer and initiating a public stop. The scene got the attention of several witnesses who called the authorities, a police report said. Several Brookline officers arrived at the scene, in which the two unidentified men were handcuffed and sitting on the curb. Burke handcuffed one man, and an on-duty cop had restrained the other one for safety purposes. No one was arrested, and the BMW driver was issued a citation and court summons. Questions how remain as to why an armed Burke pulled out and initially pointed his weapon at the man during the scary scene. Investigators will also likely focus in large part on why the officer conducted a motor vehicle stop in his personal vehicle and took enforcement action measures which are addressed in Brookline's Police Department policy book. Burke has been placed on administrative duty pending the investigation, Police Lieutenant Philip Harrington says. Okay, guys. I'm going to say something like this. Two black men in the car had no idea that, an off-duty police officer, it was a road rage incident, first of all. Second of all, they had no idea that was a police officer when he pulled out a gun. They thought it was somebody else, like an angry driver or something. But the point I'm making is this, that, like I said, no arrest has been made, and now it's under investigation. But I'm reading this article more and more, and it's this part, scares me right here. He says that, got involved in a collision with men's BMW. His passenger side door was hit before Burke to pull the roadside to exchange information with the other car's driver. Then the other driver, this is what tripped me out on this one. The other driver pulled back to traffic. Burke began to follow the BMW. Said he thought the driver was attempting to flee the scene before the running red light. Pull out his firearm. Okay. And then later on, he identifies a cop. But see, right there, he thought he could get away. Thought the two black men get away, but then. My thing is, this is what confused me, that if they didn't even know who they were, they didn't even know who he was. And again, if they knew he was a cop, I'm gonna be honest with you, if they knew he was a cop, he would have stopped right away. And then later on, he was off duty. So basically, it was really a misunderstanding, as I may look at it. At the same time, she should have identified him as a cop right then and there. But like I said, these guys didn't know who that guy was, and they afraid that it could be a vigilante or anything. Because in some cases, we have vigilantes pull out guns as well. And see, they don't know he was an off-duty cop until but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, again, like I said, no one's been arrested, and it end up the guy who drive that BMW end up having a citation and a court summons. So this is a scary, scary time, and I hope that, you know, I hope now that people need to realize that sometimes if you're a cop, you need to identify him as a cop right away, so I mean, at least tell them that I'm a police officer. You know, I just want to know if we fled the scene, blah, 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 blah. But it seems to me everything works out, and I hope now that, you know, the investigation continues of what they're going to do with this officer. Really, nothing's going to be a stop at the wrist because he's a police officer, right? Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this story. Share this video. Subscribe my YouTube channel. Subscribe my reaction channel. And subscribe my Black Johnson channel for more news and commentary. With that being said, it's Lions Den signing off. Deuces.